Kyle Busch gets sensitivity training. Denny Hamlin makes some more tweets about the incident. And finally, for Tier 2 Tuesday, we're going to talk about Noah Gragson calling his shot. Coming up next. So yesterday I made the video about Kyle Busch talking about he wanted to fight Brad Keselowski. And when I watched that clip of him doing that interview or whatever, I didn't even pick up on what he said. I just saw that it was bleeped out and I didn't really pay any attention to it. But he used the R word, the slur for mentally handicapped people in that. And he will get some sensitivity training that he has to complete before next season, which I think is smart. The only thing that I question is the last driver that used a slur got some time off, and this driver is not, and it once again illustrates NASCAR's inconsistency on how they implement their rules. Now, before I get lit up in the comment section, I will just go ahead and say it. I think what NASCAR did with Kyle Larson was absolutely the right thing to do. You give him a year off. You make him go through sensitivity training to learn that, what he did was a problem. And I say that as a Kyle Larson fan, obviously. I think the same thing needs to be done for Kyle Busch. You can't slap him on the wrist when he essentially used a slur that's going to, anger a community of people or hurt a community of people. He should be given some time off as well. I don't understand why NASCAR is holding one guy to one set of standards and another guy to another set of standards. And this is especially glaring because just that last race, Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch sort of just went off on these tirades or whatever. And they're from the same organization. And is it because they drive Toyotas? I mean, that's sort of what NASCAR is making it look like. Now, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it looks bad. I'm not saying there's any conspiracy theory or anything like that. I'm just saying it looks bad that you've got two Joe Gibbs drivers who, dropped F-bombs, no fine. And you've got another one that used a slur against a group and, no fine and no real time off or anything like that. And then, you see other drivers do it and they get time off. So it begs the question, or if you drive a Toyota, do you get a free pass on stuff? All right, and on to said teammate, Denny Hamlin released a series of lengthy tweets. I'm not going to read them. I'll post them up here while I talk about them if you would like to read them. But essentially he said, you don't understand why I was so upset because, you've never been a race car driver and understand how hard I work. And blah, 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 blah. But anyway, what I got out of it is he's not focusing on Phoenix yet, even though at the end of it, the very last tweet, he said, I'm not talking about this anymore. I'm going to focus on Phoenix now. But obviously, he's still thinking about it, and I hope he takes, what he says at the end of this, that this is the end of it, and he's going to focus on Phoenix, because he doesn't need to be thinking about this stuff, regardless of what you think about what he said or whatever. He can't be thinking about this stuff. He's got to move on and get his mind right for Phoenix and go try to win himself a championship for him and all those guys that he aforementioned that work on that 11 car. He's got to try to get them a championship or give his best effort to get them a championship. And finally, we will get to some actual Tier 2 Tuesday news. So I don't know if you saw the Xfinity race, but Noah Gragson essentially pulled a Babe Ruth and called his shot. Obviously, if you don't know the Babe Ruth story, Babe Ruth pointed to the outfield, said he's going to hit a home run. Well, Noah Gragson did the same thing. He said, I'm going to win this race because I have to win this race. And then he went out there and absolutely did it. Now, he got a little bit of help with some cautions because he had a car that was really good on the short run. And Daniel Hemrick, who he beat for it, basically had a car that was good on the long runs. It looked like if it was a long run, it was probably going to be a Daniel Hemrick win. But because he got some cautions at the end, he made the most of them and used his short run speed to get himself a win, just like he predicted. And as always, when Noah Gragson wins, it's quite a celebration, so it's always cool to see that. But really cool to see Noah Gragson win that race after calling his shot, and he is on to compete for the Xfinity Series championship, as I predicted on one of my previous Tier 2 Tuesdays. So that was really cool to see. And like I said, just because he had short run speed, if you get a chance, watch that race, because this race by itself proved the talent or the potential that Noah Gragson has, because the way he drove that race, you've never seen hardly anybody drive a race that hard. And basically, for the most part, it was clean. Yeah, he got into a few people here and there, but for the most part, he drove a clean race. But you could just see how determined he was. Like, he refused to lose that race, and it was really cool to see. So if you get a chance, watch it. All right, that is all I've got for you today. If you like the content, please subscribe down below. I appreciate all you guys that have subscribed. You guys are awesome. Like I said, I'm on some previous videos, I'm trying to make a push to 1,000. And if you got a comment, leave it down in the comment section. I try to get to as many of them as I can. And of course, other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.